What up, y'all? It's your boy RickyMoto. Welcome back to yet another video. So I picked up some oil. This is the Kawasaki 10W40. This is their 1 quart, and also got a new oil filter right over there. I'll leave all these parts in the description below if you guys want to pick it up. And then a drain plug gasket straight from Kawasaki. It's literally just a washer. I could have just got one of these from like anywhere, but they charged me like $5 for this thing, but hopefully it'll be pretty good. But yeah, the last oil change on this thing was about 700 miles ago, especially because I ride it pretty hard. I feel like I gotta change it more often. I think the manual suggests changing it every 1,000 miles, and then some people on Reddit and all sorts of forums suggested changing it out every 500 miles depending on how hard you ride. Now I ride this thing pretty nuts and aggressively, and I push it to red line almost every single time. So I feel like I should, probably change it a little bit earlier than right now. It's like at 700 miles. Occasionally I do check out the dipstick and it seems to be okay. It's not burning any oil. It is dirty, but yeah, anyways, we're gonna be changing it out today. So here are my supplies. I have this little bucket. I put some paper towels in it just in case, I don't want any splashing. Now, my suggestion with, dealing with liquids is to keep your bike upright. That's why I have it on the stand, because your oil levels are not gonna read accurately if it's on its kickstand. So let me just take this out and check my levels. So it is all the way to the top. It hasn't burned at all. I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah, it's like really dark browns. So because I have this fairing kit installed, I'm gonna have to take off one of the panels because it is blocking a lot of the, stuff underneath. The drain plug is right over here, this silver piece. And then since I am changing out the oil filter, it's like way in there. So I gotta take off at least one panel for now. Oh my gosh, look how gunky that thing is. It's a lot dirtier than I expected. I'm gonna let it sit for another couple minutes just to really drain it out. So the filter is gonna be inside of this housing right here. There are 2 bolts, one over here and one on the other side. And this is also gonna be a pretty messy process, so just, expect the worst, I guess. Oh my gosh, the oil is just leaking out of this filter. Look at that. Haven't even gotten the bolts off yet, but as I'm loosening it up, oil is just coming out. And this whole entire cover should come out. Now there is also a spring holding it in place, so just try not to lose that as you take it apart. Ooh. Alright. And then the oil filter is right over here. As you can see, it's all black and dirty, so you can just take that out. So here is our new filter. Now there is one way to put it in. As you can see, there is a O-ring gasket. That is the part that touches the inside. So all you do is just put it in like a Lego piece and then screw back on the cover. So here's a new gasket I just got. Here's the drain plug, and basically it just sits right over it. And this should help give it a snug fit and just screw it back in. Right, so now it's time to fill it up with new oil. I got this little funnel thing from the dollar store, and all you gotta do is put it into the little slot. Oh, all right, we're good. I'm gonna get every last drop in there. You don't want to waste this stuff. All you want to do now is to take your little rubber gasket and your dipstick, put those together and screw it in place. So now that the oil is changed, all you have to do is start it up and let it run for about 5 minutes. You have all the new oil kind of run through the motor, and then you want to shut it off and let it sit for another 5 minutes. Alright, so I'll let it run for a little bit. I turned the bike off, and now I'm going to let all the oil drip down, and then we're going to be checking the dipstick to see if our oil levels are correct and if we need to fill up extra or if we overfilled. Well, yeah, that is pretty much the process on how to fill up your oil or do an oil change and the filter. Now your last step is to take off your little dipstick again, wipe off the excess. As you can see, much cleaner. Put it back in and make sure your bike is upright at this point. Screw it all the way down and then unscrew it again to check your levels, and there are 3 dots. It should be on a top level dot. So let's see. Yep, we are at the proper level, and that's how you know you have successfully did your oil change.